Welcome to Ask the Lawyer, International Edition, the radio show that brings you the latest trends in immigrating to the United States. Hosted by attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This program is designed to provide valuable insights for those who wish to live, work, study, or invest in the U.S. Whether you're an international student seeking educational opportunities, an entertainer looking to break into the U.S. market, or a business owner wanting to expand your operations and tap into the vast U.S. economy, this show is for you. If you're an investor exploring options in the U.S. or someone with family or friends already living here, you won't want to miss the important information shared on Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. Each week, we dive into critical topics that help you navigate the complexities of U.S. immigration and business law. Special guests include experts in business development, elected officials supportive of immigration, business owners, and nonprofit leaders who provide real-world advice and guidance for those wanting to build a future in the U.S. The law firm of Figueroa and Associates was founded not only to serve our clients, but to contribute to the greater good. We understand the importance of helping individuals and businesses achieve their American dreams, and we are committed to providing the legal expertise and support needed to make that happen. So whether you're an entrepreneur looking to open a branch of your business in the U.S., an investor ready to explore opportunities, or someone hoping to migrate and build a new life in America, you should tune in and learn from this informative program. Ask the Lawyer. International Edition is your resource for understanding U.S. immigration trends, business opportunities, and legal strategies. Call now. For personalized legal advice, contact the experienced attorneys at Figueroa and Associates today. Our team is here to help you navigate the path to success in the U.S. Thank you for listening to Ask the Lawyer, International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa. Visit us online at askthelawyer.us or call today to schedule your consultation.
Looking for a lawyer who brings confidence, charisma, and nearly 30 years of legal muscle to your side? Meet Brian Figueroa, Esquire, New York's #1 immigration attorney and a trusted name across the city and beyond. He's not just experienced, he's exceptional. Known for his sharp legal mind and undeniable presence, Mr. Figueroa handles it all. Immigration, estate planning, family law, business matters, you name it. Whether you are starting a business, protecting your legacy, or reuniting your family, he's the lawyer who listens, who cares, and who gets results. Welcome to another episode of Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got the answers. The number to call, the number to share, and the number to keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845, or you can visit www.askthelawyer.us to schedule a consultation. That's www.askthelawyer.us. Immigration remains one of the most heated and complex topics in America today. We also look at one of the most urgent and misunderstood issues in immigration law: false claims to U.S. citizenship and the consequences. Ask the Lawyer starts now. Mr. Figueroa?
Good day. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. The website for the law firm Figueroa and Associates is www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. Whoa. Immigration. It was on the top of the burner when President Trump was running for office, and it's still there. In the year 2025, there's going to be a negative growth in immigrants in the United States, almost 500,000. In 2026, that figure might reach 2 to 2.5 million. What does that mean? It means that people come into the U.S. on a visitor's visa is going to be more difficult. It means that people who are coming to the U.S. on a student visa is going to be more difficult. It means that people who are coming here and want to get to work on a H-1B or H-2B visa is going to be much more difficult. What you need to do is to obviously explore other areas, especially if you want to start a business in the U.S. and your country is an E2 treaty country like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Grenada. So you have to be creative as to your part to work in the U.S. economy from a business perspective. From a legal perspective, in terms of people who have overstayed their time in the United States, always remember, if you leave the U.S. and you have overstayed your time in the U.S. by 6 months, you're banned for 3 years. If you overstay your time in the U.S. by 1 year, you are banned for 10 years. What does that mean? Well, you're never coming back, basically. Whether it be the 3-year bar or the 10-year bar, you're not going to get a waiver for that overstay in the U.S. What does that mean? Maybe you try to legalize yourself in the U.S. rather than leave the U.S. So if you have a child, 21 years or older, U.S. citizen, that child could petition for you if you came legally to the U.S. If you came legally to the U.S., you could get married to a U.S. citizen and get your green card in the United States. But those who came here without inspection, and that's a legal term that you must understand at the consultation, you may have to get a provisional waiver. And there are provisional waivers for spouses and children, but not for parents if you came to the U.S. without inspection. It may sound complicated. It is. That is why you have to be careful with the attorney that you hire. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the Black and Latino communities, they go to these people we call notarios, people who are notary or people who are practicing law without a license. At the law firm of Figueroa & Associates, I have practiced immigration law in the U.S., Brooklyn, New York, for 3 decades now. Yes, 3 decades. 3 decades of experience, 3 decades of knowing what the solutions are. 3 decades guiding clients to become green card holders or U.S. citizens or to win their cases in immigration court on deportation issues. You have to be careful. Whether you're listening to this show in the U.S. or the Caribbean, call your family in New York City. Tell them to hire an experienced attorney. If your family is in another state, they could do a telephone consultation with the law firm of Figueroa & Associates. So it doesn't matter which state they are in, immigration law is federal law, and you can consult with the law firm of Figueroa & Associates right here in New York City through a telephone conference, or if in New York City, New Jersey, you could do an in-person consultation with our office. Immigration is a stepping stone of all people who have come to America. The only people in America were Native Americans. Then African Americans, obviously from Africa, were brought here as slaves. Eventually, more people came from the Caribbean, Africa, Latin America on visas or no visas. And just like white people who came here with inspection or without inspection, they built themselves in the U.S. In fact, white folks here do a lot more economically from a business perspective and from a job perspective in the U.S. than people of color. Obviously, the big issue with people of color is the violation of our civil rights, segregation, and all the racist laws that still exist or existed. That is why one of the law areas that we practice in is civil rights laws. We have to understand whether or not your civil rights have been violated in certain instances. Again, my name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa & Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. Stress, stress, stress. We have seen through consults, through comments on our websites, our blogs, the stress level has obviously risen in the immigrant community, whether those immigrants come from the Caribbean, Africa, or Latin America. We also see the stress level for businesses, business owners, who workers are just disappearing and those businesses are failing in the white community. So there's different stress for different people. Unfortunately, God is not the president of the United States of America. President Trump is. And whether or not individuals are guided by the teachings of God in what they do, in what they say, in the laws that they pass, in the temperament that they have towards people who have less, it's a big issue. And obviously, people of, good moral character, people who are sons and daughters of Jesus Christ, God, Allah, whoever you want to call him, they understand that there's a bigger paradise than planet Earth, which includes the United States of America. So leaders change, they will keep changing, and hopefully voters will get more educated when they vote in the various elections to who their leaders should be. And obviously, your guide should always be good moral character. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa & Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. Visit the law firm's website, the law firm of Figueroa & Associates, at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You could do in-person consultations at the office, or you could do telephone consultations if you're in another state. So whether you hear the show in the U.S., in New York, or other countries, Jamaica, Trinidad, Grenada, St. Lucia, wherever, call your family and let them know they could have telephone consultations with the office. And obviously, since we are talking about federal law, immigration law, it's universal in the U.S. Thank you.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Hello, people out there. I'm Julian from St. Lucia, and I'm here in Mr. Figueroa's office. Mr. Figueroa represented me for past, 10 years. I was going through some removal proceeding, and I go to several lawyers. Some of them asked me to run away. Some of them said they cannot do anything for me. And my Consulate General, Jeremiah Hyacinth, he recommended me to Mr. Figueroa. And right now, I go through a lot with Mr. Figueroa. Mr. Figueroa is the only one that stands with me. And right now, I believe I'm the happiest man in this world right now with a 10-year green card. 10-year, and maybe in the next 2.5 years, I'll be filing for my citizenship. And that's me, happiest man today. Thank you.
This show is a production of IQ Inc. Marketing. If you would like to advertise your product or service on this show to the U.S. and Caribbean markets and through our multicultural publications in New York, please call 866-435-3286 or send an email to info@myiqinc.com.
Facing deportation due to overstaying your visa or immigration violations, you need the right legal team on your side. The law firm of Figaro and Associates, located in Brooklyn, New York, specializes in deportation defense. Our experienced immigration attorneys can help you fight removal, apply for waivers, or seek asylum if needed. Don't face this alone. Let us help you protect your future. Schedule a consultation today at www.askthelawyer.us or call 855-768-8845. Figaro and Associates, the help you need when it matters most.
Attention green card holders. Have you been outside the United States for more than a year? Are you holding an old green card without an expiration date? These situations can jeopardize your permanent resident status. At Figaro and Associates, we specialize in immigration law and can guide you through these complex issues. We are located at 26 Court Street, Suite 701, downtown Brooklyn. We are here to help you navigate the legal maze. Don't wait until it's too late. Call us today at 855-768-8845 to schedule a consultation. Protect your status and secure your future with Figaro and Associates. Figaro and Associates, your trusted partner in immigration law. Call 855-768-8845 now or visit askthelawyer.us to schedule an appointment today.
Hi, my name is Brian Anthony Figueroa, and you are listening to Ask the Lawyer with my father, Brian Figueroa.
The Perilous Claim, Navigating False Assertions of U.S. Citizenship and Their Dire Consequences. For immigrants striving for a life in the United States, the allure of U.S. citizenship can be strong. However, falsely claiming to be a U.S. citizen, whether through fraudulent documents, verbal assertions, or incorrect completion of forms like the I-9, carries severe and often irreversible consequences, frequently leading to deportation. This analysis delves into the gravity of such actions, outlining the potential penalties and exploring the limited defenses available to those facing removal proceedings due to these serious immigration violations. The landscape of false claims. When representation becomes perilous. A false claim to U.S. citizenship arises in various scenarios, each laden with significant legal peril. It's not merely about possessing a fake document. It encompasses a broader spectrum of misrepresentation. 1. Explicit representation as a U.S. citizen. This is the most direct form of false claim. It occurs when an individual explicitly states, orally or in writing, that they are a U.S. citizen, knowing this to be untrue. This could happen in interactions with government officials, law enforcement, or even private individuals if the purpose is to obtain a benefit under federal or state law. For example, falsely claiming citizenship to avoid removal proceedings, to pass inspection by immigration officials, or to engage in unauthorized employment all fall under this category. 2. Fraudulent documents. The production, use, or possession of fraudulent documents purporting to establish U.S. citizenship is a grave offense. This includes fake U.S. passports, birth certificates, or Social Security cards. The intent to deceive and to obtain a benefit for which U.S. citizenship is a prerequisite is key here. Such documents are often used to gain employment, access to social services, or even to attempt to register to vote. 3. Incorrect I-9 completion. The Employment Eligibility Verification Form, I-9, is a critical document for all employers in the U.S. It requires employees to attest to their identity and employment authorization. A common pitfall for non-citizens is checking the box on Form I-9 that indicates they are a U.S. citizen or national, when they are, in fact, not. While earlier versions of the I-9 form may have created some ambiguity by combining citizen and national, current forms are clearer. Even if an individual is otherwise authorized to work, a green card holder, falsely claiming U.S. citizenship on the I-9 can trigger severe penalties. The act of completing the I-9 is considered a claim made for a benefit under federal law, employment, thus meeting the criteria for a false claim. The staggering consequences: a lifetime of repercussions. The repercussions for making a false claim to U.S. citizenship are among the most severe in U.S. immigration law. Unlike some other immigration violations, a false claim to U.S. citizenship often results in a permanent bar to any future immigration benefits, with extremely limited avenues for relief. 1. Permanent inadmissibility and deportability. The primary and most devastating consequence is permanent inadmissibility to the United States under Immigration and Nationality Act, INA, Section 212(6) CA. This means the individual can never legally return to the U.S., obtain a visa, or adjust their status to a lawful permanent resident, even if they have a qualifying family petition. Furthermore, if the individual is already in the U.S., they become deportable, removable, under INA Section 237(3)(d). This makes them a priority for immigration enforcement and places them directly into removal proceedings. 2. No waiver available, with rare exceptions. Crucially, for false claims to U.S. citizenship made on or after September 30, 1996, there is generally no waiver available. This sets it apart from many other grounds of inadmissibility, where a waiver, Form I-601, might be sought if extreme hardship to a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident spouse or parent can be proven. The lack of a waiver underscores the seriousness with which U.S. immigration law treats false claims to citizenship. 3. Criminal charges and imprisonment. Beyond immigration consequences, individuals who make false claims to U.S. citizenship can face criminal charges under federal law. Using fraudulent documents or making false statements to federal officials can lead to significant fines and imprisonment, potentially for several years. This is especially true if there's evidence of a pattern or practice of such violations. 4. Impact on future immigration record. Even if an individual somehow avoids immediate deportation or criminal charges, the false claim will remain on their immigration record indefinitely. This creates a formidable obstacle for any future attempts to secure legal status, as it demonstrates a fundamental dishonesty and disregard for U.S. law. Defenses against deportation. A narrow path. Given the severe nature of the consequences, defenses against deportation for false claims to U.S. citizenship are exceptionally limited and often complex. Success hinges on specific circumstances and meticulous legal argumentation. 1. Claim made before September 30, 1996. A significant distinction exists for claims made before September 30, 1996. While still serious and potentially leading to inadmissibility under fraud or misrepresentation grounds, INA 212(6) CA. A waiver may be available under INA 212(e) if extreme hardship to a qualifying U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident spouse or parent can be demonstrated. This historical cutoff date is a critical factor in any defense strategy. 2. Lack of knowing or willful intent. For a false claim to U.S. citizenship to lead to inadmissibility or deportability, the representation must generally have been made knowingly or willfully. This means the individual understood that their claim was false and intentionally made it. Potential defenses here include asterisk minority. If the false claim was made while the individual was a minor, under 18, especially if they permanently resided in the U.S. before turning 16 and reasonably believed they were a citizen, this can be a strong defense. Mental incapacity. Individuals with proven mental incapacities that prevented them from understanding the nature of their actions may argue a lack of intent. Mistake of facts/language barrier. In some limited cases, it might be argued that the false claim was a genuine mistake due to a misunderstanding of a question, a language barrier, or an erroneous belief about their own citizenship status, if they were misinformed by others about their eligibility. However, proving this requires compelling evidence and often faces skepticism from immigration authorities. Ambiguity in older I-9 forms. As mentioned, older versions of the I-9 form that combined citizen or national into one box could be argued as a source of confusion, leading to an unintentional false claim of citizenship when the individual only intended to claim U.S. nationality, a different status. 3. Timely retraction. If a false claim was made, but then voluntarily and timely retracted before an immigration official or other U.S. government official challenged its truthfulness, and before the conclusion of the proceeding, it may not lead to inadmissibility. The key here is the spontaneity and completeness of the retraction. 4. No purpose or benefit under federal or state law. The statute requires the false claim to be made for any purpose or benefit under the INA or any other federal or state law. If it can be definitively proven that the false claim served no such purpose or benefit, it might negate the grounds for inadmissibility. This is often difficult to prove, as employment or avoiding deportation are clearly defined benefits. Conclusion. A stern warning and a call for diligence. The act of falsely claiming U.S. citizenship, whether through fraudulent documents, verbal assertions, or incorrect I-9 completion, represents a fundamental breach of immigration law with profound and often irrevocable consequences. For immigrants, the desire for stability and opportunity can be overwhelming, but resorting to such misrepresentation is a dangerous gamble that can lead to permanent bars from the United States and even criminal prosecution. The defenses available are exceedingly narrow, highlighting the critical importance of honesty and accuracy in all interactions with immigration authorities and when completing official forms. Any uncertainty regarding one's immigration status or eligibility should be addressed by consulting with a qualified immigration attorney. The temptation to take shortcuts or misrepresent facts, no matter how seemingly minor, pales in comparison to the lifetime of regret and separation that can result from a false claim to U.S. citizenship.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
This show is a production of IQ Inc. Marketing. If you would like to advertise your product or service on this show to the U.S. and Caribbean markets and through our multicultural publications in New York, please call 866-435-3286 or send an email to info@myiqinc.com.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa & Associates in New York. We hope you enjoyed the show, which featured immigration visitors visa, starting and doing business in New York, entertainment and business visas, religious visas, and much more. Whether you are outside the U.S. or have family in New York, the number to call, share, and keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions, we've got the answers.